you? What I'm going to be talking about today is the challenge right now with being isolated from those that you work with. So for many of you, I've been working with clients over the last few months on helping them transition their businesses as leadership teams and a set of leaders in how that they lead. And I've been talking about what it's like to lead in a world where everyone's working from home. Everyone's got their own sort of personal context and personal challenges that are a struggle. And what it's like for you when you're trying to keep focused on your work and keep focused at home when there's continual disruption happening. I've done a series of videos on this, and if you want to check the rest out, just check out my website, www.thereasonandtheroad.com. I'm going to put a link up there today to sort of collect them, this week to collect them all together. And specifically what I'm going to be talking about today is how do you help your team keep connected and focused during this time. All right, so I'm just going to share with you the thinking I've been doing, and that I've been coaching other people on. So here's the thing: is that what's been around for? Actually, you know what? Before we do this, let's just go to the big picture first. Okay, just change my mind. Let's go to the big picture first. And those that have watched this previously, you would have seen me talk about this, but there's really a couple of things that the big picture is what I'm hoping to get you to do is with your thinking, with your brain and the way your brain works, is help you move from survival thinking to creative thinking. Okay, that's the big shift. And instead of seeing this as a potential opportunity, seeing this as a potential thing where, the world's going to stop, seeing this as a chance to pivot and to take advantage of opportunity. And I want to help you and your team do that. 4 problems that you've got to solve. Firstly, that what we're going to talk about today is how do you do this in an environment where you're physically isolated from everyone else? How do you minimize the distractions, personal, health, family, otherwise? How do you deal with clients in terms of cancellations and the challenges of rejigging parts of your business, putting investing and divesting as things change, and then how do you deal with the fact that there's so much that's about your own personal mindset and your own thinking and how you respond. Okay, so what we're going to be focused on today is how do you manage through isolation? All right, and how do you create focus and momentum in your business when you're not in the same room and you can't just run into someone in the hallway. All right. So here's the thinking behind it that I've been doing and what I've been sharing with someone already is what's been around for millions of years in leadership is that our primary job is to give someone clarity of task. What is it that you've got to do, how you've got to do it, when's it got to be done by, and at the same time to establish and maintain a relationship with that person. Okay, so actually let's go back to task and relationship. Now, just ask yourself in this environment, what's the toughest thing to do? All right, what's the toughest thing to do? To give clarity of task or to maintain the relationship? I'll tell you what, and if you're watching this, add it into the comments. right? What's toughest for you right now, task or relationship? And, you know, for most people, giving people instructions as to what, when, who, and how they can continue to do, right? Either on the phone or on chat, WhatsApp, or to some extent Zoom. But what's hardest is over here is these two things, which is keeping the team connected, right, and keeping you as the leader connected to the team. So I always talk about the fact that what greases the wheels and what makes business work, and you would know it, is these. Okay, the connections here, the connections there, and these connections. That actually is what makes a team. And I would argue that's what makes a business. So once we get clarity of this, we need then the juice that makes everything work. And so when we've really got momentum in the team, and when we've got them, when we've really got them going, we've got massive clarity of direction, and we've got massive connection in the team. All right. So if you've got, what do you think you get if you've got lots of this and none of that? Right? What do you think you get? Yeah, you get everything feels a bit soulless, right? Everything just sort of has no purpose. Same time, if you've got a relationship and no direction, it kind of feels like what I would describe as a warm bath. Really comfortable, you know, lovely. Put some candles on. But how long do you actually want to sit in a warm bath for before you get up and actually do something, right? So here's the challenge with this, is that you look at a virtual meeting, and so let's say we've got 60 minutes with the team, all right? And you look at engagement over time, and this happens in normal meetings, is everyone comes to the meeting amped, all right? Well, not amped, sorry, amped. That's unrealistic that people come amped because they've probably been to other meetings beforehand. Let's just say that they're up for it at the start, they're open. Okay, what happens is that if we go all task, right, we all focus on task, over time, boring, right? And because it becomes a little bit soulless. So we need to be conscious of the two items, of giving them clarity of what the task is and what we're focusing on, but also on relationship. Now, what we would ideally want to do is to see this curve through focusing on engagement and relationship. We want to see it go up over time, or at least like that. Okay, so a couple of things is that if you're spending that amount of time as a team, things that help the engagement. First of all, get people chatting with one another. Okay, Zoom and Teams have got that functionality. Get them connecting. It doesn't matter if they're not talking about what you need them to talk about. If they're just connecting and chatting, that's great. Okay, ask about personal questions at the start of your meetings. Okay, where are you joining us from? What's the one thing that you're loving about this time? Sharing time with your family, and get people to open up a bit more. it greases the wheels and gets things done. I've been using breakout rooms a lot to get people to have personal conversations and connect with each other. They can talk about work, but breakouts in a virtual environment, they simulate the hallway conversations. That says hallway conversations. Hang on, let me give you a different pen there so you can read it. Conversations. Okay, so here's the lesson: is in a virtual environment. Back. There we go. In a virtual environment, when you're dealing with people that are physically isolated, you'll lose the soul of the team, the momentum of the team, if you just focus on task. That's incredibly important. And I think getting the team together to talk about what the shared problems are that you focus on, which I help a lot with, and what's the plan forward, what's the planning horizon, and what are the things that you're going to focus on are really important. But so is keeping the team connected, because that gives you momentum. Now, if you get this right, you get the combination right, you can keep your team absolutely focused and inspired during this time. All right. Now, the way you've got to think about it is just like you would a normal meeting. You've got to have some things that help people get clear on what they're doing. And you've got to build into that meeting connection points where people can chat and connect with one another, all right, through that 60-minute meeting. So look, I hope this has been useful. I've been learning this stuff myself and teaching it as I go. And I'm going to continue to teach around how you can help yourself keep your business focused, keep yourself thinking creatively, and help your business pivot during this time of isolation. If you want more info about the Pivot program and how I'm helping people, just send me a comment below. Happy to have a chat to see if it fits with you. See you soon. Okay, bye.